Raw opened up with this high school musical ass scene here. Johnny Sins comes out of nowhere. I don't know how he got in the building, but he has a suit and tie, right? Apparently he's a professor today, but he breaks them up, all right? And I don't know what's that going to lead to later on, all right? Moving on, it was a warm welcome for John Cena's entrance. Definitely one of the loudest pops, one of the most vibrant pops he's gotten in the past year since he's came back. I think this is like his college or something. He graduated here or some shit, but it was cool. All right. He went on to say that, basically teasing the Brock Lesnar match, talking about how he's not scared, how he's the last real champion. I do like this positioning here that he's not scared, right? He's never going to give up. He's not just like this washed, retired guy. Classic John Cena. All right. Moving on, it was LA Knight and Jey Uso here, basically arguing again like two kids in elementary school, right? Like I said, Jey Uso is playing the angle that he's jealous that, basically Jimmy and LA Knight, they're on good terms, right? Moving on. Lyra Valkyria versus Roxanne Perez. I did not watch this match, I'll be honest, okay? I was too busy doing something else. Lyra Valkyria, she's getting her ass beat. Boom. You got Bayley coming out of nowhere, right? Like Sami Zayn. Holy shit. Boom. She just looks like fucking, oh my god, man. I just can't stand her looks, right? She gets beat up a little bit. She fights back. She looks like she's about to turn on Lyra. Boom. She starts hugging people, man. Passing around syphilis, all this stuff, man. Oh my god, all right? Just psychotic, whatever, okay? Her gimmick is decent, whatever. She starts running off like the movie Weapons, all right? Moving on, we had Valkyria and Iyo Sky. I love Iyo Sky, man. This gimmick, right? This angle they're playing into with the Kabuki Warriors, I think is very good, right? Iyo, yeah, ooh, yeah, happy Iyo, and then you have fucking Asuka, right? Just basically, bringing out that darker side. It's like Fight Club, but in Japanese, right? So cool, like it. It's like Fight Club in Japanese, bro. All right, like Asuka, she's playing that role of like Tyler Durden, basically, right? Anyways, they set up this match here with Kairi Sane. She gets in her stance like a Street Fighter or some shit. Cool. Okay, I like it. I dig it. All right, moving on. We had Jimmy Uso and LA Knight here basically arguing, saying that, LA Knight, he needs a partner, he needs Blue Chew, all this stuff, right? He can't get it up, all this stuff, right? Jimmy Uso says, no, I can't take Blue Chew with you. I can't be partners with you. I don't want to be a tag team partner, all right? Moving on. We had the New Day here, and again, just like complete trash, man. I don't understand why they have to cut a promo or speak every single time they have a match. Like, we don't want to see this. Like, there's no story here that's advancing, right? It's just them, you're berating the crowd. Oh, my neck, la, la, la. Like, that is a weak-ass storyline. If you consider that a storyline, Triple H, I think that you're so dense. You don't have any sort of, like, creative direction within your brain, right? A frontal lobe is missing, okay? The match itself was just, like, complete. It's just like a fucking... It was a mess, right? It was a chaotic mess, okay? You had Penta getting his ass beat. It felt so racist, to be honest. I didn't like it, okay? I did not like that, all right? All right, we had Penta. He picked up momentum, whatever. Boom, hits him with a fucking super kick to the arms. This spot right here, right? Xavier Woods, he's acting like he's hurt. Oh, my God, my neck. Boom, causes distraction. Penta hits a springboard fucking Mexican destroyer. Oh, my God, this is beautiful, okay? If anything I could say about this match, I can say that this part was good. Picks up the victory. Good night, Irene. 1, 2, 3, boom. All right. Moving on, we had Jey Uso here on the phone with somebody, right? Who is that? Is that Jada? Is that Zilla? Right? Jimmy Uso, he steps in. He's like, who you talking to, Us? And then he doesn't tell him, right? Boom. I love that, all right? I love that. I'm a sucker for that type of stuff, all right? Boom. We had a little conflict here with the Usos. Jey Uso basically saying that he can't be partners with LA Knight. Like, he has to follow his orders, right? Boom, Jimmy Uso, he gets a little frustrated. He's like, who you talking to? I'm Big Jim, Us. Last time I checked, there's no Ulafala around your neck, right? Jey Uso, he gets his ass humbled. Whatever, okay? That's a good scene. I like that segment, but, again, I want to see how this unfolds. Moving on, we had Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch come out to the middle of the ring and basically berate the crowd, as usual, right? Say their catchphrases. I'm Seth Rollins, Monday Night Rollins. whatever, okay? He gasses his wife up, right? And then boom, right? The man takes over. Becky Lynch, she cuts a great promo. Boom. AJ Lee and CM Punk, they share an entrance. CM Punk then goes on to say that he doesn't mind giving his wife the spotlight, right? Using her music, using her fucking jeans, using her pants, I want to wear her clothes, all this stuff, right? Just like completely like glazing her wife, whatever, okay? Then you have Becky Lynch basically talking shit, saying that AJ Lee's neck is not the same, saying that there's holes within her game, basically, right? Even mentally, all that stuff. She's crazy, she's unhinged. AJ Lee, she does the classic AJ Lee look here at Seth Rollins, and then, Seth Rollins, he goes into fucking gaslighting mode. Seth Rollins goes on to say that CM Punk, whenever things get tough, right, he leaves, right? He's that type of guy to abandon people, right? To abandon a company, to abandon whatever relationship he needs to abandon just to get away from the situation because it gets tough, right? Basically calling him soft, right? He's an abandoner, right? AJ Lee, she crashes out. She slaps him across the face. That was a good ass slap. Jesus Christ. Seth Rollins, he looks like a pigeon here, and he gets angry, right? And he tells him basically, oh, my wife can handle this. Saying that I have somebody to handle this. Becky Lynch, she's like, what, me? And she gets angry. They start arguing. They had this conflict here. CM Punk and AJ Lee, they're on standby, just waiting. And then, this shot right here is pretty cool, right? From a production standpoint, it was very cool, okay? Seth Rollins, he gets frustrated. Becky Lynch, she dips, right? And it looks like they're having this fucking couple's New York love story type of argument. Baby, where you going? Baby, where you going? Seth Rollins, he starts getting chased around by CM Punk here. And then boom, Becky Lynch, she comes back in the ring, right? She hits her fucking manhandle slam on AJ Lee. Boom, right? Lands hard on her neck. Hard, all right? And then we have CM Punk here, right? He comes in the ring. He's like, oh, my wife. Becky Lynch laughing, maniacal. Boom! Slaps him across the face. This one was brutal, man. This almost broke his goddamn neck. All right? You can see CM Punk. He's pissed. He's looking at Becky Lynch like, oh my God, I might turn into Chris Brown. I might turn into Chris Breezy here. CB Punk. I'm guessing this was like a whole setup or some shit, some manipulation tactic from Seth Rollins. Cool, okay, let's keep that up. Next, we had Dominik Mysterio here with this ugly-ass AAA belt. Oh my God. This thing looks like a Tostito, right? I don't know why. Right? Maybe that's intentional. Maybe that's just cinema. Maybe we should make it Tostito, just so we can really get the fans going and stuff. They love Mexican chips and all that stuff. Tostadas, all that stuff, right? Even salsa verde, very good. Pico de gallo, my favorite, right? Me and Steph. Moving on, we had Penta here getting involved in another hate crime. It seems the New Day, they attack him. Right, this storyline is just garbage. I hate this storyline. All right, moving on. We had El Grande Jobber, man. When are we gonna get Ludwig Kaiser back, man? He had so much potential. Now he's just paired up with these jobbers. All right, moving on. We have Lyra Valkyria here, right? Hearing through the door that Bayley's just crashing out, angry. She hears boom. She gets fucking hit through the door, and she's just like, what's going on? Bayley, she's crashing out on somebody. They're having an argument in there. Should I go in? She knocks. She goes in anyways. She sees Bayley there, just sitting, right? Just sitting, all calm and stuff. She seems like she's cool, right? She's a cool cucumber, right? And then boom, fucking crashes out, man. All right, saying that, oh, why are you opening the door? Oh my God, I have problems. I could have been naked. I could have been with somebody. I could have been with Intern John in there. Intern John could have been on my back. Oh my God, all this stuff, right? She crashes out. Lyra Valkyria, she's scared. Everybody's scared, right? Her gimmick is pretty clever though, right? This psychotic type of shit. It just kind of sucks that I don't really like Bayley. Okay, it could have been on anyone else, right? And I think they're trying to honestly, it's kind of like a diss because Bayley, right? Jesus Christ, I don't know how old she is. I hope she has kids though, right? Or I hope she has a husband or something, because I think they're kind of dissing her with this gimmick, right? She's crazy. She's this crash out. She's regressing into this fucking teenage hair dyed fucking type of girl, right? With tattoos and shit, right? Anyways, moving on. Goonberg is coming. Oh my God. All right, these two segments back to back. They know what they were doing. All right, this is like a good 15 minutes. You have time. This is, oh my God. All right, I'm not even going to go further into that topic. You guys know what I'm talking about. Moving on, we had Asuka here. She came out. She's trying to get some fucking rounds in, right? Trying to fight with Vaquier, Gunker. Iyo Sky diffuses the situation. Whatever, all right? Moving on, we had these two hooligans come on screen. Oh my God. Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. Like, come on, man. At least show up to Raw, man. All right? What is this vignette? All right? It was just pointless, man. Just saying that, oh, the Usos, they're bums. The Usos, oh, this and that, this and that. Come on, dude. Like, at least show up to the show and fucking perform, dude. All right? Anyways, we had fucking El Grande here cut a stupid-ass promo. Again, where's Ludwig? I don't give a fuck about El Grande. Where is Ludwig? All right? Moving on, we had the Judgment Day have a little argument here. Finn Balor saying that, he's basically paranoid about El Grande, saying that Dominik needs to handle his business, all this type of shit, right? He's just saying, oh, yeah, you're irresponsible, all this stuff, right? Trying to fucking big bro him, right? Finn Balor, JD, he calms Finn Balor down. Finn Balor, he just fucking leaves. He dips in frustration. Dominik Mysterio sitting there like, oh my God, man, he really just crashed out. Boom. His dad comes in. His Armenian dad comes in. He wants a piece of that belt. He wants a piece of Dominik's ass. Moving on, we had LA Knight. He comes out. Jimmy Uso is his partner, right? He comes out. It's a little bit of a surprise, I think. Right? I think they were trying to make it a surprise, but it just felt fucking off. The match started off with instant chemistry. You can see that these guys, right, they have chemistry. They're both doing their corner moves in sync, beating their fucking ass. Basically establishing this premise of, these two work together well. And Jey Uso, he's going to get fucking jealous, right? He's the little brother that's going to get jealous. Like I said in the other video, this is the premise. This was the angle, right? They lose, whatever, okay? They get beat up some more. Jey Uso, he comes out, saves the day again like Samoan Jesus. He looks like he's about to patch it up and make things better with LA Knight, right? Being all friendly, right? And then boom! PFT out of nowhere, LA Knight turns heel, right? Supposedly turns heel, right? And just fucking buries his head into the floor, man. All right? You have Jimmy Uso here looking on in despair. And yeah, man, he just turns heel, whatever, okay? Decent Raw, for me, fucking 3 out of 10, bro. All right? Terrible, okay? I appreciate you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. You guys already know who this is, all right? The high-rise living, work wife stealing, intern, John, out.